So just fresh out of the toy aisles of Walmart, we have Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse. This is DC Rebirth Cyborg. For those of you who are interested in looking for this action figure, so these are the product codes. For components of this action figure purchase, we have the weapon, the figure, a action figure stand, a trading card, and no extra handsets. So that's it for $22. As for height of this action figure, it stands around the 7.25-inch mark. Let's do a quick 360 view of the action figure so you guys could take a look at the details of the action figure plus the paint job. This is a detail of the action figure accessory. The only accessory that it comes with in package. So I'm going to say this very early on in this review that if you're going to use this accessory with this action figure, do not jam the left or the right hand directly onto the forearm, because if one of the handsets are going to detach, you're going to have a very hard time extracting it from this hole, because it does not have any point of connection with regards to the hand or the forearm unit. So when I first took this out of packaging, I was wondering, oh, there should have been something of in this section to accommodate this forearm, because take a look at the diameter of the accessory. Now, if you're going to jam it in, I already made that mistake. That is going to detach, and boy oh boy is it going to be very hard to take it out. So do not do it. So the only thing that remedy for this action figure, so first gripe of this action figure, you have to take off either the left or the right handset before you're going to use this accessory, and take your drill and drill a hole inside this unit, one that has the same diameter as the handset peg. So once you do, it's going to have contact. So this is how the action figure looks with his weapon or his accessory. So humongous hand cannon that the forearm transforms into that. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the details and the articulation points. Okay, so this is the details on the head unit, details on the body, the back. This shoulder armor is connected to these points of the clavicle. So that's going to be hard plastic that's going to hinder 360 articulation of the arm, but the poses is possible. We have 2 points of articulation for the body, so one on this section and one on this section, standard Mcfarlane DC Multiverse articulation points. So as for front bends, back bends, okay, so front bends again, quite limited. Back bends, that's a lot, so quite weird. So we need to later on disengage this portion of the action figure and file out some material, so front bend is going to be improved. Okay, so this material, the man briefs, is quite made of sturdier material this time, not gummy plastic. Okay, so this is the details on the arm, details on the leg, and the back of the action figure, thrusters, and markings, product markings from Mcfarlane Toys. Okay. So, as for articulation points, so this is where the gripe on the design starts. Okay, so take a look at that joint, the hand. Take a look at the joint on the leg. So we're back with this type of articulation points, which I thought that Mcfarlane Toys is already done with having so much ball on the foot and ball on the handsets exposed. It breaks the total aesthetic or the design. Okay, next gripe is with regards to the paint job. I thought that it was going to be a gimmick with regards to one, the dullness of the silver paint, and two, as you could see, this action figure, the silver painted parts are already flaking as I hold on to this action figure. So that's a new flake over there. That's just with taking this figure out of packaging and playing with it or discovering details on it. So as you could see, when I took this figure out of packaging, these were not there. So actually that is because of play now. So this portion too, because I've been handling the figure on this section, and that's what the reason why I am wearing gloves right now, because I was wondering when I wasn't wearing a pair of gloves that what's this silver paint on. So yeah, it's coming from the action figure. So there are portions on this action figure which the paint is really not of good quality. So yeah, flaking off as you move the action figure or post the action figure. So that's the second gripe. Okay, third gripe. I'm a licensed medical professional by my day job. Okay, so these are things that I really notice because it's part of my job to make a physical assessment of my patients. So with regards to my patients, I don't have any problems if with regards to anatomical proportions, but with action figures, products that could be designed correctly, this is where the designer would really the faults of the designer would really pop out. Okay, take a look at the length of that arms. It's not just because of the super exposed ball that it lengthens the hand unit, but this section alone, that's really way off anatomical proportion, way off. So actually when you stand the action figure at first, it feels right, but later on as you play with it, you later realize that something is really off with the design, and that's when you finally realize that super long forearms. So there's the evidence. So somehow if superhero proportions, the hand unit should be resting on at least this section of the hip, but not all way out. Okay, so next thing, with regards to the head unit, I was taking a look at this figure. I really love the head sculpt compared to the one that I have on board. Take a look at that head unit. So the cyborg part is depressed. The cyborg part, I expect that to be covering the biologic part of the head unit of the action figure, which this one corrects, or at least they are even. So this is nice and correct. Okay, so okay on the head unit, but I was taking a look at this and somehow once again taking a look at this, and this looks really normal. The way the head would sit on top of the shoulders, this looks slouched over. So I tried to correct the position of the head unit, so making the head sit more upright, because I thought that I was just depressing it this way. So I tried doing that and lifting the chin a little bit up, but the head unit is still depressed. So it's not just these two shoulder armors. It's actually, as I have discovered when I disassembled this head unit, took it off from the main body, the neck peg is short. So to remedy that situation, you just have to find other DC Multiverse action figures which has a longer neck peg. So the head unit is going to sit more appropriately this way. So that is just the ball sitting on the entrance of the neck area. So actually that is the correct anatomical height of head to neck to shoulder ratio. So I already pointed out the things that are really annoying with this action figure out of the box, and it's really surprising that they would somehow just do a very lousy job of design and product paint on this action figure. So if you're really interested in this action figure, regardless of the things that I have mentioned, at least check out each action figure that is available on the pegs and choose the one that you see won't have very visible signs of paint flaking. So that's it. You have to remodel or remod the ball joints, so it's going to sit higher on the forearm, so somehow decreasing the length of this section. And with that, you have to search for your other Mcfarlane DC Multiverse fodder to replace that really all joint system. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.